when we are being crushed, and we don't feel anything because of the crushing that's happening, that's when the oil pours forth. One of the most poignant things that's reminding me while you were talking was when James and John, I believe it was James and John, came and asked Jesus to be in the right and left hand side, right? And he goes, "You don't know what you're asking." And he just healed Gaius's son, right? And he goes off into the wilderness to pray. And then he watches some of his disciples crushing the olives into oil. And he knows that that's happening to him and it's going to happen to every single person. And it's in that crushing, right? When we are being crushed, and we don't feel anything because of the crushing that's happening, that's when the oil pours forth. And that reminds me of what you're saying, like you weren't feeling anything because God was using you as a vessel to be, work through. But it ties back to all of the suffering that you have gone through because Relationship, your book, came out of all that, right?
Yes, absolutely. And every time we have this revelation where he reveals himself, revelation is just God revealing himself, right? So every time he's revealing himself in direct response to our lack, it's proving who he is to us. Faith is based on this substantive understanding, this proof, this evidence of who God is. And what he says he will do, he does, because the two, what he does and who he is, can't be separated. And God is so much more personal than we think. There's so many times people will say to me, as I'm speaking or sharing, and they'll say, "You think God spoke to you? Who do you think you are?" People will say that. They will get very offended that
Wow.
yeah, they do. And I'm thinking, first of all, did you not read the Bible? He reveals himself all the time. So
Right.
he's constantly speaking. He doesn't shut up except for like a small, like 400-year period where he didn't talk. But for the most part, he's constantly talking. And
Mhm.
so that's what I wanted to unpack in this book to help people begin to see where God is already revealing himself in their lives, in their
Mm.
story.